My name is Christine South and I am Operations Quality Assurance Officer in the Disaster and Crisis Management Department of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. I think it is an important role. I think it's a role that we've had a fluctuating engagement with. I think it's depended on a little bit what the management line has been around this, how much engagement there has been, and it depends a lot on capacity. But I think it is an important role. I think it's important for us to extend ourselves outside our own Red Cross, Red Crescent world. I think we have a tendency to be a bit inward looking, and I think it is very good to be engaged with and be reminded of the wider coordination world, which we sometimes can move away from a bit or not engage with as much. I think it's good for the UN and the wider actors that are part of that process, because I think the Red Cross, and I've had personal experience of this, where we've often brought a much more hands-on message to the table. So for many years we had a seat on some of the presentations at the UN Pali here in Geneva, where we would go and present on the platform alongside, say, OCHA or to member states briefings, and we would be presenting the operation, but we would have very much direct hands-on information about the work of volunteers on the ground, their access, and I think it can sometimes, the Red Cross can bring quite a strong grassroots profile to some of these meetings, which can become a little bit UN dominated. I know they are beyond the UN, but they can become a bit UN dominated. So I think it's good that the Red Cross, Red Crescent, alongside other actors with a similar status or the NGOs who are present and perhaps are very vocal but are obviously smaller in stature, can bring different perspectives to that discussion, to also avoid the UN becoming too insular and too inward looking at the sort of UN politics and the UN positioning. I think people assume that coordination just happens, but actually to do coordination well, you need to resource it, and you need to resource it with people who have a certain skill base and openness. Not everybody coordinates well. And I would say that we tend to assume sometimes that technical people, disaster response people or health people, will coordinate well. And they may coordinate well on a very specific technical area, but I think that there is actually a function around coordination that needs resourcing, and to do it well and to ensure that it encompasses in a coherent and integrated manner all the parts of an organisation of the size and scale of the International Federation, you need to then resource it. So that would be either having people that would work with our coordination internally. So we are looking at re-establishing a team of, not a lot of people, one or two people in the future that would actually be engaged in ensuring that we're coordinating as effectively as we can as a movement in all these situations in the first instance. So with our partner national societies who have all their own demands. I mean, the demands on the Qatari Red Crescent are very different from the demands on the German Red Cross, which are different again from how the American Red Cross works. And a coordinator has to be able to understand those different perspectives and find something that is workable, that everyone can be coordinated under. But in addition, to coordinate effectively with the interagency level, with UN partners and NGO partners, again, you need the resources to engage. There is a lot of incredibly rich coordination dialogue out there, and you need to have people who can actually engage with that and stick with it. What I would say, one of the challenges I've seen over time is, tends to be there's a coordination meeting, so somebody is sent. So it might be the person that's working on that project or that operation. But if they don't provide the continuity with the ongoing coordination function in the meetings, then you're losing the ability to make that relevant to the organisation. So somebody goes to a meeting, they maybe do a note of what was said or what they said, they maybe don't. But how do you buy that into a process that has meaningful results on an ongoing basis. So for the next meeting and for the rollout to our departments here in Geneva and for our offices in the field. So I think that's one of the challenges, is to take coordination as a role in itself and to give it, and I'm not saying loads of human resourcing. I think that our bulk of resourcing should still be on the delivery to vulnerable people, but recognising that it needs a level of human resourcing, and it needs a level of human resourcing with the right skills, who are thinking laterally about all the different bodies that need to be involved, what information they need, not just sending them endless information, but targeting the right information, the right decisions, and ensuring that there's a continuity and that the right people are prepared for the next meeting and the decisions down the line. And it's that sort of involvement, investment and continuity that I think that we could do more, and we would get more from coordination by putting that investment in.